And now the Hansons and Hiatus podcast with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It is episode 85 of the Hansons on Hiatus podcast. I am your host, Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. You can buy us some virtual beers that we will really drink.
Yep.
What's the opposite of virtually? Reality?
Reality. Real beers.
Little reality drinks?
Reality
bites. And also visit hansonsonhiatus.com. You can visit the merch store there where you can get some t-shirts, hats, tank tops,
tote bags,
everything.
Mugs.
And if you're looking at the store, sometimes it's a little confusing to figure out, but each design, you can get like men's and women's in that. You can select different colors. Even in like a tank top, there's like 3 different styles of the tank top, different fabrics and stuff. So make sure you poke around on the different options there.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can get, what else do we got? We got phone cases, stickers, pillows, like all types of things.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah. And then also at hansonsonhiatus.com, you can become a monthly fucky supporter.
Yes.
So if you like what we're doing, you want to support the podcast, 99 cents a month, you can become a little fucky. $4.99, you can become a medium fucky. Yep. And $9.99, you can become a big old fucky.
Love it. I want to be a fucky.
Yeah. And you can get a shirt there at the merch store.
Yep.
And also like, follow, share, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus. And as we said last week, this is a pre-recorded episode. Yep. It's still all new stories. We just are out of town and we didn't want to bring all of our equipment with. Yeah. And if you listen to last week's episode, our equipment is not working. No. So our mixer board broke, or it's going. It's not completely gone. Right. Our voices just sound like chipmunks on it, and you don't want to hear any of that.
I think it'd be a hoot, but yeah.
But not for that long, like I was saying.
True. Sadly, our board is dying.
So what we have to do right now is we plug each of our mics individually into my laptop and Alexis's laptop, but they don't have any like the sound compression on it or anything. So you might hear a little noise in the background. It might be like a tiny bit echoey, just because of that. So if you can bear with us for this episode at least, and hopefully while we are in the United States, we're getting a new board.
Yes.
Because I don't think they can fix it here. I don't even know if we could fix it there either. Like, who do you take shit to get like electronic fixed anymore?
Sam Goody?
Sam Goody? No, I don't think unless they have like a CD player or something. But yeah, I don't know. Like, there's not a Radio Shack, and I don't even know if Radio Shack did that back in the day. You can just get parts there. But like, who do you take? Like a mixing board? I guess you have to find a specialist. There's not like a store. Like you can't take it to what's the Best Buy guys called? The Geek Squad?
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe.
I think they're more computers. I don't know if they do like audio interfaces.
Yeah, I don't know any of those, like the music stores anymore, if they have those. So I would take it there, but even then it'd probably be expensive to fix.
Yeah, I could probably find some kind of like, radio engineer or something like our buddy Brian in Atlanta, but he is not in Iowa, so it's not going to be easy to get it to.
I'm just thankful you're a techie kind of guy and you know what you're doing.
Yeah, these last 2 episodes have been a headache because, like I was saying, we record each of our tracks separately. Then I have to line them up, and then I have to also line them up so our conversation makes sense. Yeah. And then I have to also line them up under the video so it matches the words. So it's we're doing the best we can.
You're just the best.
And we recorded this like the day before, well, maybe 2 days before we left for Iowa. So didn't have a lot of time to get like a new board or anything like that. So
especially in Mexico, electronics are really expensive here.
Yeah, they're expensive. And then at least where we're at in Mexico, they go quicker because the salt water and the humidity and everything like that. Because our board, we literally weren't doing anything with it. It was just it's been sitting there since we started doing the podcast, or since the last time I guess we traveled doing the podcast, which had been in like last year maybe.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so
we do our best to keep it moisture free around the electronics, but you can only do so much.
Yeah, so just sucks it, crap the bed.
Maybe this is the perfect time right before we go back to the States. So we're due for a new one.
That is a good point. So bear with us. Hopefully you guys can still listen to this episode. We got some good stories coming up.
Yeah.
But just to refresh what we're doing. So I guess technically, so today is the 25th. So we are just getting to Pittsburgh right now. Yes. If you listen to last week's episode, we flew up to Iowa. Well, we flew to Chicago, stayed with our buddies for a night, drove with them over to Iowa, stayed with my parents for a couple days to go to the UCF Iowa State football game. Got any predictions on the game since we don't know how it turned out yet?
Ooh.
I mean, I love UCF, but I'm going to say we lost because Iowa State is ranked like 9th right now.
Yeah.
They're doing really good. But also, I went to Iowa State too, so I'm going to say my team won regardless.
Yes. I'm gonna root for UCF.
Okay, got any score predictions?
35-14. I don't know.
That's a good one. I was actually going to say 31-27.
Ooh, very nice.
So it's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I hope it's close.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we want Iowa State to win because of your mom and your family, but we want UCF to win because of all our family. So
yeah, exactly. And so and our family can be happy either way.
Yes.
So we're always a winner.
Yes, always a winner.
Everybody gets a trophy.
It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah. And then so this was the original plan. Well, the original plan was just to go to do this, but then we were thinking like your yaya, your grandmother is getting up there in age, and I think she's fallen a couple times, and she's in
she's in like an assisted living.
And
now
my grandma is as well, so we're going to see her while we're in Iowa.
Yeah.
But we're like, we probably should make it over there. Just, even though we saw her last year, we want to, see her as much as possible while we can.
Oh, for sure. Got to get up there because, I mean, she's in her 90s, so,
And so we decided to rent a car and drive to Pittsburgh and then fly out of Pittsburgh, stay there for, 4 or 5 days. Yeah. And the car rental was like $100 or something. But then my parents were like, why don't we just drive? And I'm like, I don't want you guys to drive all the way back there and back. That's like ridiculous. It's like was it like 12 hours or something? Yeah. Like 12 and a half hours.
Yep.
And I was like, why are you even going? Like, what would you be doing there? And my grandfather, my mom's dad that has passed away, he grew up in Eastern Pennsylvania. Yeah. And she's always wanted to visit the town and that he grew up in and the farm that he, grew up on and everything like that. So so they're going to go do that. And then I also have a cousin and his wife, Tom, and Sarah. They live in, where's Penn State at? It's like Statesville or something like that? Yeah,
Statesboro maybe? I don't know.
Nah, that sounds wrong. It's something state. It's like State College or something.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
I don't think that's the town. I'm probably all wrong. Here, let me look it up so I don't sound like an idiot. Where is Penn State?
Oh, yeah. I didn't go to Penn State, and I didn't frequent around there because
University
I moved.
Park.
Oh.
University Park, Pennsylvania.
Perfect.
So they're going to go and see him, and like I said, my grandfather's birthplace, I guess. Yeah. While you and I go see your grandma and your aunts and uncles and everybody like that.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Your family just doesn't care. They're like, let's drive there. We'll all drive together. 12 hours, 15 hours, whatever.
We were super against it, too, because I'm sorry. Like, I love my parents, but I worry about them driving for 12, 13 hours by themselves.
Yeah. At least with us, we can take turns. We'll take shifts. But on the way back,
it's a lot of driving.
We were like, you guys have to stop like multiple times.
Yeah. So, so we made a deal with them on the way back. They have to stop a couple of days.
Yes.
Yeah. And actually, that's what we just decided the other day is I think your brother lives in Columbus, Ohio. Yep. And so I think we're going to stay the night there and kind of break up the trip a little bit.
Yeah, I think that'll be great. Yeah. Instead of the whole 12 hours, we can, stop there and then only have 3 more hours to go.
Yep. See your old friend Lindsay from high school?
High school, yeah. My good friend Lindsay Kalinka. So that'll be great. I'm excited.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. And so since we're going to Columbus, I said to my parents, I was like, hey, no pressure, but the Brewdog beer house. What's it called? Dog House? The Dog House, yeah. The beer hotel that we went to the first weekend it opened for my birthday or something. When was that? Like 6-7 years ago?
It was a while. Yeah. Probably over 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah, true. Where were we? We were living in Atlanta,
ago.
Right?
Yeah. It was the year after we got married because my brother's situation happened.
When he got shot,
and then, it was probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. So, Yeah, so it's been a minute, but I was like, if you guys are looking for a little road trip adventure, this is what we'd be doing. So I think they're in on it.
I think so too. It was the best hotel, and even we've watched some YouTube videos on updates that they've done there. It looks even better. It was like the best customer service, the best food, obviously the best beer, tours, restaurant, lovely landscape, shower beers.
Got your own personal fridge. You got beers on tap in your room, and like you said, the breakfast was really delicious. They had a 4-star chef cooking it with the beer that they make and serve there.
Yeah, and it's all included. I know there's like extra beer packages you can get per room, but they start you off with like a keg and breakfast and all that. So it's a really fun place.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we're going to do that in Columbus, and then in Pittsburgh, I'm going to show them around a little bit. We'll go hit some breweries, maybe. What's that one that we went to? It was like an old church.
Oh yeah. I always think of the Gnome one, but I don't remember.
Yeah, Dancing Gnome. That's a good one, too.
I don't remember the church.
And Brew Gentleman. But yeah, the church one. It's a big old like Catholic church or something like that. They converted into a brewery.
Yeah.
But it's like traditional beers. Mm-hmm. Like they have like German and Belgian style beers. It's really good. Really cool place.
Really good food. Very cool place.
Yeah. And Permane Brothers. I'm going to hit that up. Get some sandwiches.
So excited. Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, so that should be a good time.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to tell so that's what we're doing basically.
Yep.
So, but I also want to tell this story that happened. This happened to our friend, maybe last week.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that he went to Home Depot and he bought a couple things some items that he needed. Mm-hmm. And he looks at the receipt and 2 of the items say cara de chino. And so he's like, what the hell did I buy that says this on it?
Yeah.
And so, looks at the receipt. Yep, cara de chino. Like, that means Chinese face in Spanish. What could he possibly be buying that would say Chinese face on it?
Oh, yeah.
And then he looks at his bag of items, and he has 2 outlets. So, Mexico, a little racist. Just putting it out there. Might want to change the name on that.
Yeah. I love it that he's that meticulous, checking his line items probably for, petty cash or whatever to put back for the thing. But then he finds that.
Yeah. So I'd hate to see what Mexico puts for those like black drainage tubes at Home Depot. Like, don't even want to know what that says.
Come on, Mexico.
Come on. Oh, shoot. But yeah, I thought that was funny. I'm like, why? I mean, I know why, but why?
Why?
Why would you do this?
I mean, maybe they're just being descriptive.
I know, but it's the
wrong way.
I mean, I don't know if anybody's actually offended by it, and I don't want to be like overly sensitive or anything, but it's just kind of a weird thing, if they're, they don't put like on the light switch, they don't put like Jewish face or something.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh buddy.
Yeah, but so that was interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I did not know about that. So let's see what else we got here. Just anybody that is thinking about traveling to Mexico anytime soon. So this has always been a law or a rule or whatever, and they just started cracking down on it. You can only bring two major electronic devices. So you can only bring like a phone and a laptop, or a laptop and a iPad or something, but you can't bring like like if you had a work laptop, a personal laptop, and an iPad, you can't do that. And that's always been the rule. They've just never really cracked down on it. But for some reason, in like the last 2 months, they started cracking down on it, and people were getting charged like $700 to bring in their second laptop.
It's ridiculous. We've had some friends with like a laptop and just a portable screen, and them thinking it's like a tablet or something like that. If you have a workspace, you're at least going to have one laptop and maybe an iPad on vacation if you have kids, and maybe a screen. I don't understand the problem.
Yeah. So, and the real reason, a lot of stuff that you can't bring in or you get charged to bring in or whatever, it's to keep people from, things like we were talking about. The electronics are more expensive here. So they're trying to keep people from being able to buy, a laptop or this or that on top of their other one, and then bring it in and then sell it for a profit for a couple $100.
I'd be like, I don't have 20 laptops. I have
Exactly.
one additional.
And there's so many like digital nomads
here.
or remote workers that are here. Like, it doesn't make sense to limit that. You're just hurting your own tourism.
Yeah.
Because they're here to spend money. So
yeah, I'd be like, take my name down and my laptop, scan number or whatever it is, like laptop number. It's not going to be sold.
No. So, and it doesn't even matter if it's like in the box or not. They were like just fining people regardless if you had too many items.
Yeah.
But
so that's a big win.
But my point was, is if you are traveling to Mexico soon, you'll be happy to know that our governor has cracked down on that and said, no, we're not doing that anymore. I know that is the law and that is the rule, but we're going to be a little more lenient.
Love it.
And obviously you can't bring 10 things, but I think they're not going to charge you for 2 or 3 or whatever. Just things like that.
That would make sense to me. Let's, use a little common sense here. If you have 10, that's a red flag. If I have 2, let me go.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then also, if you've been to Playa del Carmen, Mexico in the last 30 years, there's a couple places that are closing. Funny enough, they're all like chains.
Yeah.
But they are kind of iconic because they've been there forever. So first of all, if you know Playa del Carmen, the bus station, the Adeo, right across the street from it, there's a McDonald's.
Yeah.
And it's been there since me and my brother were in like high school.
Yeah.
And when we would come here and we'd always, because it was like one of the only commercial places here. Everything else was just like little shack restaurants and everything.
Yeah.
And we would go in there to like grab like a 4-piece nugget or something because it was a little taste of home while we were here on vacation.
Oh, yeah. Even when we used to come visit, we popped in there before to get a little cheeseburger.
Yep.
It's like a 2-story old-looking McDonald's, and it's just fun.
Yeah, yeah. So unfortunately, that is closed.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's probably been there for 25 years.
And that was just recently. Just
randomly. It's right on Fifth Avenue. And then another thing was there's more than one of these, but there's one of the major Starbucks closed.
Yeah.
And that was right on like with this main corner on Fifth Avenue. And it just, maybe like a month ago, it just boarded up and they were done. They were out of there.
I think it was before the hurricane. They were one of
be.
the first ones to board up, but they just never opened back up.
Yeah.
So they were like, forget it.
And then this last one, even though it is a chain, it still is sad to me. The Senior Frogs right by the ferry pier to go to Cozumel.
Yes.
Yeah. That we've only went there once, or you and I had only gone there once. And it's Senior Frogs. It's overpriced. The drinks are too expensive. It's cheesy, but it's just like that Mexico thing that you do when you come on spring break or vacation or whatever.
Oh, for sure. Just since we've been coming here, it was, 2 kind of buildings, and then they downsized it into 1, and then they were only had half of it open, and then we just realized now it's gone. It's all boarded up.
It's sad, actually. I danced with a lot of ladies there in high school.
I'm sure you did.
No, when we would come here in high school, Cozumel didn't have the port that it has now for all the cruise ships. So the cruise ships would just dock out in the middle of the ocean, and then they'd run those little, what do they call those little boats? They're not John boats, like little ferry boats. I can't remember the name of them.
Ferry boat.
The name's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, if you go cruising, but they would bring people in right there to the port. What's the first thing you do when you're on a cruise? You're too scared to go to Mexico anyway, so you're on a cruise.
Yeah.
You go to Senior Frogs.
Exactly.
So that was like the spot to be because everybody off the cruise ship wasn't going to go walking down Fifth for, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, there's a fucking nightclub right here. I'm in Mexico, technically, Senior Frogs. So like me and my brother went to so many parties there, and we'd like meet girls that are on the cruises and stuff, And it was so funny. I think maybe I've told this story before, but my brother was at some party in college when he went to University of Kansas. Oh. And some girl came up to him and she's like, "Is your name Alex Hansen?"
Oh.
And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Alex Hansen from Iowa?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Alex Hansen from Iowa that was in Playa del Carmen in 2002?"
Oh my God.
And he's like, "Yes." And she's like, "We made out on the beach."
Oh my God.
Like they used to they hooked up or whatever that night. It was so funny.
My God. Was his girlfriend standing there at
No,
the time?
I don't think he had one at the time. But even though he was in college, so that was probably, he was in middle school at the time, maybe. So, it's still like 10 years
That's
or something.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know that kid.
Yeah, so funny. And I'm still friends with some of like the friends that I'd met on the beach from when I was here as a kid. You know, like they're all married and have children and stuff now. So, but it's kind of funny to watch them grow.
Oh yeah, you're like, I know them, but I don't really know them. But I like to see what's going on in their life.
I know 17-year-old them. I don't know 34 married with 4 kids them.
Right. They're like, that's the only version you need to know.
Yeah. So that's kind of sad. Those places closed. They were kind of iconic of Playa del Carmen because the Cedar Frogs has been there for at least 30 years.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you can see it. I have like a scar, a little tiny scar right here on my face.
Oh shit.
And that was from Senior Frogs, probably 2000, 2001 maybe. Ooh. And I don't know if I opened a beer bottle with my mouth or I did something, but the bottle cap flew off and it sliced my lip right there.
Oh no.
And I still have like a little scar from it's an old Cedar Frogs injury.
Oh my god. Old injured from Mexico.
Yeah, so rest in peace those places. Even though they are the chains, it is interesting that they all closed. And one of the reasons we were discussing, so part of the owning a business on Fifth Avenue, the busiest, touristy street in Playa del Carmen, is the cartel kind of has their hand in things.
Oh, for sure.
And it's called the derecho de piso. It's like it means the right to the floor, which is like you have to pay a little bit of a rent tax to the cartel to be protected or whatever from other cartels. It's not like, anybody's in danger or anything, or us personally.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it. I wonder if, like Starbucks, for instance, okay, maybe they kept on raising the cartel kept on raising their tax on these businesses, and they're like, all right, it's too much, not worth it. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Who was the person from Starbucks corporate that deals with the cartel? Like, is there a person that like I'm head of cartel finance, like
I would hope they'd have a corporate office here in Mexico and not like Parker in Chicago's dealing with the cartel down here in Mexico.
You'd have to explain that on like your line item report, like, oh, what's that charge? Well,
Taxes.
I'm sure there is somebody here in Mexico that deals with like Starbucks Mexico,
but
they still have to be, and I didn't think about that, and this happens all over the world in different countries. So are there corporate people that's their job, is to deal with nefarious entities that they have to pay money to or whatever? And that's probably why they left. These big corporations, they're probably like, I don't need your fucking, you're going to raise my rent or my tax. How much?
Yeah.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm McDonald's. I have a billion locations across the planet. I'm Starbucks. I don't need your, extra money. I got 2 other locations on this street.
What if the cartel were big coffee drinkers and they drank them out of business? They're like, we don't need the tax, we don't need the money, we just want free coffee for life for all our guys. And they're like, we just can't support it.
Maybe. So that's interesting. So I don't know if anybody works for any of these places and might know that answer. Let me know, because I'd be super interested to find out.
It's just a random line item.
Yep. And here's I also wanted to discuss, since you, Alexis, work in Airbnb management.
Me, yes.
You, I feel like we're doing Airbnb all wrong.
I think we're doing it wrong too. I would agree.
I don't get where people get the balls to ask these things. So for one instance, asking for early and late checkouts.
Sure.
I might do that very rarely, unless I really have something going on at a hotel.
Yeah.
Because usually check-in is 3 to 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Or checkout is 11 or 12 typically.
Right. I feel like that's universal.
Yeah. If I have some thing where I'm like, I'm not going to make it back to the hotel in time or something, I might ask for a noon or a 1 or something. Yeah. Or checking in, I might see if my room is ready.
Yeah.
But you have people that are asking for early check-ins 3 months out.
Oh, yeah. We do. They're like, we tell everybody all the information before they check in. Check-ins at 4, checkouts at 11, and then someone will be like, hey, can I... we'll be in town for my sister's wedding. Of course, if it's a special occasion or something, we might be able to finagle stuff. But they're just like, hey, I land at 9 a.m. Can I check in at 11? How do you expect me to check you in at 11 when someone else is checking out at 11? It just doesn't make sense to me. Or I appreciate the people that are like, the earliest you could get us in, we'd be grateful, or something like that. But don't give me a specific time when you know our checkout time's at 11.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
People will land at like 10 a.m. and be like, hey, can I check in? Like, no. Did you just come to Earth?
Yeah.
Because
is it ready? No.
I don't know if people don't like. I will, like I said, rarely ask at a hotel because you kind of understand at a hotel, it's a major business. They have a staff of cleaning people and multiple rooms where maybe somebody isn't staying in a room that they could put you that's already clean.
Right.
So, that's a little bit more understandable. Airbnb, the idea is it's somebody's house.
Yeah.
I know you guys are kind of managing it for this group of people,
but it's
still
houses.
somebody's home.
Yep.
That somebody else stayed in, and cleaning a home is different than cleaning a hotel room
for sure.
So it takes a little bit longer, and I don't understand why people don't get. Well, if somebody else checked out at 11, I can't check in at 11, or my place will be dirty.
Exactly.
I don't get why people don't get that.
Maybe we should start saying that. Sure, you can check in early, but it's not going to be clean.
Yeah. And they'll say when they're landing, or, if they have to check out, but their flight's not till later, they're, what do you mean you can't hold my luggage? Well, this is a house again.
Yeah.
We don't have a front desk.
Yep.
Or they'll say, well, where do I go?
Yeah. I have nowhere to go.
And then I would say, not my problem.
Yeah. Figure it out.
When we go somewhere, like if we, let's say we flew to, I don't know, like when we were going to Greece or whatever, and we had a flight and it landed at noon, and we couldn't check into our thing till 3 or 4. It's not even crossing my mind to ask if we can check in early. I'm just thinking, hey, we got 3 or 4 hours to kill. What do we do? We'll take our suitcases. We'll go sit at a restaurant or go, to a bar or something and kill some time. That's not the fucking Airbnb's problem that you booked your flight at that time.
No, it's not at all. It's
super weird.
Some of the questions we get, we had one guest that was in Playa for a wedding, and they were coming to Tulum, and they really made it sound like, well, what are we supposed to do until check-in? We have nowhere to go. We're going to be stranded. And we're like, well, you could go to lunch somewhere in Playa del Carmen, hang out, go to the beach, a number of things, and then come to Tulum, or come to Tulum and do the same things. I would be like beach immediately, just kill time, margaritas, tacos, whatever I can get my hands on before I'm allowed to check in. And then our team worked really hard. We have like 16 homes, and I think 4 or 5 women that clean these ginormous homes, and they do a great job. But we were like, okay, we'll be able to, we progressed this morning with cleaning. We'll be able to give you a little bit earlier of a check-in. Oh, that's okay. We're here with our family, so we'll head to Tulum later on. You had your family here the whole time?
Yeah,
you acted like you had nowhere to go. So
bitch,
bizarre.
Go hang out with your family.
I'm like, am I taking crazy pills or I don't know.
Oh my God, it's so crazy. And then the other 2 things that really get me, like, I guess I could kind of understand the check-in, check-out thing. It's not like completely rude. It's just stupid to ask at certain times. Like, hey, can I come in at 9 a.m.? No, motherfucker. No. We got other people in there.
Yeah.
But people will message you guys and ask for a better rate.
Yeah.
They'll say, what's the best rate you can do? Could you do it for this much?
Yeah.
Could you do it for that much? Like,
I love when they say, I'm on a budget, but I really love your home. It looks beautiful. But if you could lower the price, we would love to stay there. Sounds like your budget is not at my house.
Yeah.
It sounds like you should go somewhere else.
Sounds like you shouldn't be coming to Tulum if you got a budget where you can't afford $50 a night or whatever. Aren't your places between like 40 and 60 or something like that?
Well, like low season,
low season.
We're very comparable. We're not, silly charging outrageous amounts. We fluctuate based on the season, holiday season, high season, low season. And
you can't get a Super 8 room for that much. No. Just like an old stinky hotel room, and you're getting this beautiful fucking villa in the jungle of Tulum.
Yeah, with a private pool
and they're asking
private
for discounts.
Service. I know. It blows my mind. Like, sounds like we're not in your budget then. I don't know.
And the other one that really gets me, which I can kind of respect the hustle, but it's still just like, I could never. Well, maybe. I don't know. I say that now. But people will ask to trade social media posts for a free night, free room, or a discounted room or whatever. Like, hey, I'll make a video. And these aren't even like, some of them are like influencer type people, but some of them are just people. Like, just like me. It's like, I mean, I guess I could say that, but I would just never have the balls to be like, hey, how about you let me stay at your place for free and I'll make you a video of your place, which I would make a great video.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that's fucking rude. This is a business.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that many more people booking it out of this video, especially if it's somebody that doesn't have, maybe if they have like 1 million followers or something like that.
Yeah, I could see that. But the people that are reaching out to us usually send their link and they don't have 1 million followers. And I'm like, listen, Nancy, I don't want
Nancy from Toluca.
Yeah, I don't want your little Instagram reel. It's not going to bring, business to me that I'm not already getting. So it's really bizarre. We did have a DJ stay at one of the properties once, and he has like millions and millions of followers. Nicest guy ever. Said, I'm going to send you free pictures and videos and stuff for letting me stay here and letting me have like a little party and all that. That's my kind of people. Give me a free video. Yeah. I don't know where they get the balls. And that's why I started this conversation is, are we doing this wrong? Is that like a normal thing? Because to me, that's like incredibly rude. Yeah.
To try to, I guess, get what you can. But I just feel like this is somebody's home. They set a price because they think that's fair.
Right.
And it must work or maybe there's a bunch of TikToks out there saying this is how you do it, and so other people are trying it.
Exactly. I think the latter.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're
that.
doing. But I don't know if it's so much rude, but yeah, I guess you would.
But
put
you
it under
wouldn't do
rude.
that anywhere else. You wouldn't go to the Hilton and be like,
Yeah.
hey, how about you give me a free room and I'll make a video for you? Or, I guess you would if you're a big deal.
Maybe people
or,
do.
hey, can I get check in, 7 hours early?
Yeah.
No. Even at the fucking Hilton all-inclusive here, we had to wait.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, very weird. So I don't know. If you guys do this, let me know. Maybe we're all wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little trick of the trade. We don't know.
I guess. Maybe it's worth it. Shoot your shot. See what you can get.
But I just feel like maybe not rooted. I don't know what the word is, but it's like if I asked and you said no and then I'm still staying there, I would just feel like kind of dirty.
Right.
Just kind of like,
dirty.
oh,
Cringe.
there's the cheapo that tried to, get a discount just for asking. Just what? Because you're just a nice person? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah. And usually when we get messages like that, if they do end up booking anyway, which most of them do, we kind of flag those people because we know there's probably going to be some type of issue, not like on our end, but on their end.
Right.
So they're either very nitpicky about things or on a budget and trying to, I need some more water or this or that. Can we have extra towel? Like, trying to get all the bang for their buck.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. These people might have something or they're just dicks.
I will say Airbnb management is a crazy industry. It's hilarious. We get some really funny messages, a lot of funny situations.
Oh, I know.
I know, you hear them
You gotta start
all.
writing some more of them down. We can do a whole segment of them.
Oh yeah, Tom, our buddy that runs our management, he could write a book for sure.
Oh, I bet.
I think he needs to.
Yeah. All right. And then the last thing I wanted to cover before we get out of here is I saw this on a community post in my hometown in Ankeny, Iowa.
Okay.
And this might not make sense to everybody because it's not something that happens everywhere in the country.
Yeah.
But in Iowa, we have this thing called Beggars Night.
Right.
And I think they might have it in Pennsylvania and some cities and maybe some other places in the Midwest. But basically, it's the night before Halloween. Mm-hmm. And so it's always on October 30th. And it's when the kids go out to trick or treat. Oh. So the city schedules it around, 5 to 8 o'clock or something, I think like that.
Yeah.
And this all started, I think, 80 years ago when there was a lot of like kind of pranks being played, in Halloween, egging houses, slashing tires, doing kid stuff,
Slashing tires.
Yeah,
dang.
I don't know. Fucking little hoodlums 80 years ago. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Eggs and teepee.
Spread
I would
polio.
think. Polio.
I don't
Jeez.
know. And then another thing is there is not a lot, but one of the problems with Halloween is on Halloween night, kids are walking around in the street. People are going off drinking at Halloween parties, and there's more drunk driving accidents then. And a lot of the parents were afraid that their kids would be getting hit by cars.
Right.
So to deal with the crime and not crime, pranks by the kids, but fucking around,
Vandalism.
And then keeping the kids safe. Des Moines and I think a lot of Iowa decided to have Beggars Night where they did the trick-or-treating for the children the night before.
Right.
And then the 31st is like the adult Halloween.
Right.
So I see this post on our community Facebook group or whatever about it being, Beggars Night is Wednesday, October 30th from 5 to 8 p.m. or whatever the time was. And some guy commented and he was all pissed off because he's like, oh, Wednesday evening, did you not think about all the religious people going to church that night? Now they can't take their kids trick-or-treating because you decided to have it on a church night. This should be moved. And he just went on and on about it.
Wednesday night is church night?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's like Catholic or whatever, but people usually do stuff on Sundays, Wednesdays, and sometimes Saturdays, I think. But
sorry.
number one, Halloween and church typically haven't really gone together.
Yeah.
I think, isn't that the thing? The religious people are always like, oh, it's a pagan holiday. You can't celebrate it. You're worshiping the devil.
The devil. It's the devil.
And the city responded and said, sir, it's always been the night before Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween falls on a different night every fucking year.
Yeah.
It just happens to be on Wednesday.
Right.
And they're like, you should change it. Oh, I guess. And then some other people are like, well, if you go to this city, they do theirs on, Halloween or whatever. He's like, oh, so I can't support my own community then, I guess,
Oh my
because
God,
he's like, I thought this is what's wrong with the world today. The community just is not supporting, its citizens. And it's like,
Can't support everybody.
Yeah.
Wednesday night I have ballet. Sorry, move it.
yeah. And some other guy commented and he was like, next year it's or no, what did he say? Christmas is supposed to be on Tuesday. I celebrate Taco Tuesday. You guys need to move Christmas
Yes.
because I celebrate the tacos.
That's my kind of guy.
But I just thought it was kind of funny. I mean, not funny, just like, come on, dude. It's the night before Halloween. That's what it's always been for the last fucking 80 years.
Yeah.
And it's a different day every year. They didn't pick Wednesday. It was kind of like, wasn't there something in the government like LGBTQ day or something fell on Easter this year and everybody lost their minds over it.
About
It's
it.
no, it just happened it just happened this year. That's just how the days fell. It wasn't planned around those days or anything.
I
It's just
remember those posts. People were like, so you changed the day, it's LGBTQ day instead of Easter. When are we going to celebrate Easter? You can have two holidays
it's
on
the
the
same
same
day.
day.
Like today's-
Celebrate both or pick one and then go with that.
Yeah, like today is Happy Friday fuckers, and it's also probably like National Twizzler Day or something.
We can't just have one. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
If you couldn't do your chug on a Friday because of a holiday, you'd never have a chug.
And not everybody is the same religion. Don't know if you know that, but not everybody is, and not everybody goes to church. And sometimes you got to miss church for something.
Yeah.
If you really want your kids to trick or treat, take them trick or treating.
Yeah.
Religion and your God will still be there, next Wednesday. He's not going to, throw you to the wolves because you missed one Wednesday.
Oh, right. I think the problem with people these days is that we didn't used to say everything that came into our minds before, and now we have these platforms that you can say everything you're thinking. Sometimes you don't need to say these things.
Yeah.
You don't need to type them to your community. They know some people have obligations on Wednesday night, but this is the night that Halloween's falling on, therefore the Beggars Night is going to be that night.
Yeah, and it's not even just like everybody doesn't need to always say anything. You used to say those things to your friends, and then that was the end of it. Now it's like the whole fucking city knows what you're saying, and then the other people that kind of agree with you, latch onto it, and it just becomes a thing. It's just that's how internet arguments start.
Oh yeah.
But it used to be you complain to your buddy about, I can't believe this. Oh well, that's actually, and it's always that day. Oh, okay, cool, end of story. But now, and then people feel like they need to defend themselves constantly, and it's
Go
like
back and forth.
get
I
outta
don't like
here.
to comment on anything on social media anymore.
I don't
Even
either.
if you say, "Oh, that's a beautiful pug," people would be like, what does that mean? But someone always has something to say. So if you don't need to say it online, just don't say it.
All right, well, that is about it for our Lost Tapes best of kind of show, I guess. But next week we will be back with some great stories from Pittsburgh and Iowa and the football game, and then also, what is next Friday?
We're gonna have a lot of good stories.
That'll be the first, so we'll have already done Halloween.
Yep.
Here, and then next Friday is Dia de Muertos, or the celebration we're going to at Xcaret. So we probably won't get to that story, obviously, or those stories yet, because we will be there, but you'll hear stories about our trip next week. and any updates that we have.
We're going to have a lot of good stories. I
Yes.
can already feel them.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
already happened.
Road
and I already
trip
feel 'em.
across the country with my parents. I'm sure.
I
there will
hope
be
we
some
make
good
it.
stories.
I just hope we make it.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you have been enjoying the podcast, buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on hiatus. You can buy us some virtual beers, which we greatly appreciate any help you can be.
Greatly appreciate it.
HansonsOnHiatus.com. You can visit the merch store if you see some T-shirts there you like.
Yeah.
You can also share our links to our podcast on YouTube and Spotify to your friends.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can be a monthly Fucky subscriber. You can be a little fucky for 99 cents a month. You can be a medium fucky for $4.99, or you can be a big old fucky for $9.99.
I love it. Who doesn't want to be a big old fucky?
Yeah. And as usual, like, follow, share, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus.
Yes.
Hope you all have a great weekend. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.